podcast where we ask people to show us a little of themselves and tell us a lot about their businesses. Indiran Governor, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so happy to see you. Usually I only see you once a year. So it's a real treat to see you again so soon after I saw you last, and also to have you here in our studio. Welcome to Show and Tell.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you for inviting me. Talking to you is always great fun. And I always complain that I see too little of you. But I know why, because you're a busy chap and you do good things. So that's my reason to accept the fact that I don't see you enough.
I could say the same about you. Now, I can see you brought something along. And as we do on this show, we ask our guests to bring something along of personal significance so we can get to know them a little bit better before we ask them to tell us a little bit about what they do, organizationally or business-wise. So what is this that you brought along?
Can I touch it?
Yes, of course you can.
Well, this is yours. It's a gift from Joburg Cricket Club to you. It's our memento that we give out to everybody who plays in our Joburg Friendship Day, which is our annual fundraiser. You know very well. And the reason I brought it for you is this is the first time you've missed to play in the game because of your back. And we think you still deserve it.
Thank you so much. I don't feel like I do.
You do.
And you didn't need to bring me a gift, but I appreciate this very much. Thank you, Indiran.
Yeah, you've got every other one, so you got the full house.
It's been a few years.
It's been a few years.
Yeah.
It's gone on now for 13 years. Yeah. And you've been part of it from the inaugural one. And, keep that in a place where it matters for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, our logo is on it, and you know the meaning of that logo.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
I still don't feel like I deserve it, but I'll begrudgingly accept. No, but thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Indiran. Tell us more about the meaning of this, and maybe go back a little bit and tell us about you and how you sort of got here. If I can put it that way.
It is a long story, and there's a lot of coincidence in the story. A little bit of luck, and then some soul searching and picking on our conscience in the right way. But I'll start at the beginning. Joburg Cricket Club was first called Chatsworth Old Boys, as you know, and 7 of us who went to the same high school, Chatsworth High, in different grades or different standards as it was then. But we were friends in Chatsworth, and so we grew up together. And as you know, Chatsworth was a group-areaed Indian community. We were all shoved into different pockets, as you know. So that we grew up in a very cocooned environment. So sport became important. Cricket was popular in the area for obvious reasons. And there was a lot of clubs that were formed in the neighbourhood. So we grew up with cricket. And so we formed our clubs also, and we played for other clubs. And that's all we knew, to play sport in our spare time, because there was not much other aesthetics to do beside getting the schoolwork done, which the neighbours and the parents and the teachers made sure of. Mm-hmm. So to run away and play sport was just the thing to do. As you know, we're the same generation.
Sure.
And you know, the big smoke attracted us. That's Joburg. Got here, very daunting city.
When was that?
I got here in 1990. And the 6 others, some got here in the late 80s. And my brother got here, I think 2 years before that, my eldest brother. And we really didn't know what to do in Joburg. We were scared of the big city. We were starting out our family lives, starting out our professional careers. And he organized an action cricket game on a Friday night. Prams and all, we wheeled in. And we played a game, and we went upstairs to the pub after that, as we would normally do, you would know.
Right.
And we closed the pub down, which is, again, very normal for us. And somebody broached the subject, I think it was me. Let's form a cricket club and play proper cricket instead of this action cricket stuff, And I was shouted down. No, we can't do that now. We don't have the time, and let's just play action cricket from time to time. League cricket is a big commitment. So it ended there. And on the Monday when I got to work, I was at LHR then. Interestingly, in the kitchen, you said, if you're not in the yellow pages, you're in these days being in the yellow pages is not good enough. You need to be on digital to be known.
I don't know if you can even find the yellow pages.
I don't know that too. I don't think it exists. But anyway, there was the yellow pages then, and I picked it up and I got the number of the Transvaal Cricket Board, and I found a gentleman called Mr. Kitson, and I inquired from him, how do we form a cricket club? And the barrier to entry was pretty high, and that frustrated me. But I carried on the conversation. I said, "What do we need to have to form a club?" He says, "You need to have 2 teams. You need to have a constitution, and you need to have a ground."
Right.
We had none of them, of course. And I said to him, "Fax me the papers." And the fax machine, yellow pages.
Right.
So he faxed me the thing, and I had a look at it, and I just filled it in. It was chairman. I said, Neville Governor, my late eldest brother, who brought us together, the 7 of us. I said, colours of the club. I was quite, I think, a little bit peeved. So I just said black and white. Again, for obvious reasons. And it went on like that, and I filled that thing, and I sent it through. And
this was still in the 90s?
This was 92.
92.
Yeah. So, I filled it in, I sent it in, and my insurance agent, I had just taken an insurance policy, he said to me, there's a white elephant at Joburg College of Education. The cricket ground is not being used. Go and check whether you can get that ground. So I inquired, and I found a woman by the name of Liz Chase, who was taking care of the sports facilities, and I said to her, we need a ground, we want to form a cricket club. And she said, okay, I'll help you with our B field, which is the hockey field. And it was absolutely a pristine cricket field with a turf wicket, which we never had a chance to play on in our days.
Sure, when I grew up,
we played on matching
wickets. If you saw
wickets.
a turf wicket, it was an absolute privilege.
And she charged us pittance to play on it.
Right.
And without her, good grace, maybe our club wouldn't have even been formed. So we mustn't forget those moments. And I don't. And therefore, the biggest honour you can win in club cricket, in our club, is Player of the Season. And we named that trophy the Liz Chase Cup, again for obvious reasons.
Right.
So anyway, we got the ground, and I went back to Mr. Kitson. I said, right now we got a ground. There's your constitution. I filled the thing. I was very careful to say. And I said, now you need to give us a break. We don't have 2 teams.
But you got a ground, you got a constitution.
And
what else do you need? 2 teams?
2 teams.
And? Or those are 3 things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the 3 things. So I said, we got 1 team. By the way, we only had 7 players by then. But we can get a few more. A few ladies played for us from time to time. But I said, we'll make a team. And so he allowed us in. I did say to him, a few of us have played high-level cricket in the 1980s, being one of them. And we played under the SACO structures, as you would know, because things were divided. And he said, well, we don't recognize that. You have to start right at the bottom. So we started at Saturday 14 at the bottom of the league, which was cool for us because we were not aspiring anymore.
Right.
So we took what was given to us, and we duly won that league in the first year.
Of course.
Just to, I think, not to make a point, but to test our own selves, I think.
Yeah.
So that's how the club started. It was a group of friends who got together to play cricket on a Saturday so that we had something to do. And that continued in that vein, year after year. And every time there was any form of aspiration, it was shouted down because we didn't want to go up. We were doing it for ourselves. So we set the club for ourselves. So our children grew up in the club, and the club became a family. And we were all very close. And in 2007, my eldest brother passed away tragically. And he was only 44 years old at that stage. And we had to have the funeral in Durban, and everybody, got down. And I found out late that Friday night, and we had a game on the Saturday morning. And I phoned a few of my friends. They had, many of them had started their businesses by then, and people were busy, and some were out of town, and everybody left what they were doing and they came because Neville was very close to all of us. And I said to them, we've got a game on Saturday, go play that game, and the funeral arrangements still need to be made. And none of them wanted to play. I think they couldn't. Mm-hmm. So we had the funeral and all of that, and I had to come up to Joburg to deal with some of his business matters. So I left the family down and I flew up to Joburg to deal with his business issues. And I get a call from Liz Chase, and she says, Indiran, she didn't know that Neville had passed on. She called to say to me that she can't help us anymore with home ground because BITS had undergone transformation, and JCE was now part of BITS, and there's a new hierarchy and new priorities, and they can't help us anymore. And she's not in charge of the thing anymore.
So you get this news at more or less the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. In the week when I came up. So it was days after his passing. And that was the least of my concerns, you can imagine.
Of course.
So then I said to the chaps, this is the story. We got this news that Liz can't help us anymore, but she's prepared to give us one more season. And after that, that's it. And the guys got together and they said, you know what? The club had done its work. The families are together. We don't need a cricket club anymore. We are together. The club, served its purpose. It was time to fold. And Neville's no more. And that was one thought, or one feeling, I could say. And then there was something nagging inside me, I think, and a few of us. This game has given us so much, boyhood friendships, taught us so many things, taught us how to learn from losses, how to win with dignity, and respecting one's opponents, supporting one's teammates.
It's quite an incredible game, isn't it?
It's an incredible game, Shane. It's an incredible game. It's a game that mimics life.
Yeah.
You can get out first ball and you have to sit there the whole day. You can make a 50 or 100 and everyone's congratulating you.
Yes.
You go through the ebbs and flows of life in one game.
Yeah.
And
there are times when it's about teamwork, and there are times when you have to face the ball all on your own.
Yeah, and the variables outweigh the constants so magnificently.
Yes.
So it does mimic life, and it humbles you, and it gives you the kind of pleasure that I think the human body cannot feel outside of the game of cricket. I always say, I don't think the 42 laws were written by human beings. It had to be God's game, this thing. The way it's structured.
Sure.
But yeah, so anyway, we that was one thought. And the other feeling was, it gave us so much. And isn't this time for us to do something through the game for the future generations? And Neville used to say after a few beers and a few other things, and our clubhouses were always the local pubs. So that's where we would select teams and dream out mad conceptions. And one of those mad conceptions was Neville's, where he said, without a ground, our club will always remain a figment of our imagination. And so this mad dream about building our own cricket oval used to get stronger and stronger as the whiskey got stronger. And that thing kept knocking on in the back of my head after his passing. And a few weeks passed, and I went back to work, and I was involved in business at that stage. And I remember vividly, I had a business meeting in Kempton Park, and I was waiting in the waiting room as Crystal picked me up earlier here. And the chap was taking much longer than Crystal took to come and get me today. So I was twiddling my thumbs in the reception room, and I took my phone out and I phoned Lyle Bethlehem, who you know very well.
Yes.
And I said to Lyle, come on, let's put the first inner city cricket oval in the history of Joburg. And she said, I like your idea. Let me think about it. And she's a very busy person. She was the CEO of the Johannesburg Development Agency at that stage. And she was close to Neville, and she's a sister to me. And so I thought, she's a busy person. She's not going to come back to me very soon, but I know she will come back to me. That was a Thursday afternoon. She phoned me Friday morning, the next day. And I was at Ellis Park at that stage. We were running Ellis Park. And she says, Indiran, I think I know where we can put this cricket oval. I said, Lyle, what are you talking about? I've been driving around this inner city for years, looking for a land parcel. And she says, it's opposite you. Come, let's go and see it. And that Friday morning, we went and saw this land parcel, which you now know as Hope Village. And it was a dilapidated piece of land in deep neglect, which was synonymous with that part of town. And we walked up a dusty bank, and we walked to the center, which is where our pitch is today.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to you, sometimes a vision it comes over you, and what piqued my, inquisitiveness was the fact that this thing was absolutely smack bang north-south facing, which is cricket grounds.
Yeah.
So it was waiting to become a cricket oval.
It was just waiting for you.
and I could, you could just visualize this thing being a cricket oval. I could see it. And I said to Lyle, Lyle, our conscience, we wouldn't be able to keep our conscience if we build this thing for old crocs. I said, I'll make a promise with you. We'll put the first inner city cricket program for children, where cricket was non-existent for adults and for children in that area. I said, come, I'll make a promise to you. We'll do that, because then, the reason for putting this oval makes sense. Mm. And she never asked me to write anything down on paper. And we both kept our promises. She made that a mayoral project and sourced funding from the city coffers. And we, backed that up through our private sector connections. And we built that oval. And long before the oval was built, we started the children's program in 2007. In the year that Neville passed away, by September, we started the children's program. And I remember the first meeting. I think four or six children turned up on a Saturday, because we sent some leaflets out into the area. I
was going to ask you how you got that off the ground, or what you did have.
My two daughters were in school at that stage. I enlisted their support, so they designed a pamphlet, and we distributed it to some of the schools and in the area. And
do you remember what it said?
Whoever's interested to play cricket, please come on a Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah. And we had it in the local hall, but none. I think about 6 children turned up, and we started it on the Tuesday. By the Tuesday, 20 children turned up, and the numbers just grew and grew. So that's how rudimentary it was in the beginning. And my 2 daughters also helped me with the coaching, and they knew nothing about cricket. So that was 2007, late 2007. And the goal, by the way, for the youngsters was we were teaching life skills. The whole idea was to use cricket as a platform to pass on life skills. And so we asked, what's the meaning of a goal? And then so they all gave some answers. I said, all right, forget the meaning of a goal, right? We're going to say our goal is going to be to play our first cricket game. Right, okay. So that became a goal. And so they were practicing to play their first cricket game, and which they managed to do a year later.
Yeah.
And they were as happy as can be, you can imagine. So they began to understand how to set a goal and how to reach a goal. So those are the basic ways of how you pass on simple life skills, and that's what we continue to do. So that happened before the construction even started. And construction started in 2008. And I said to Lyle, come, let's give it a village effect, because kids are going to be here. So let's keep it soft rather than bricks and mortar. So it was about planting trees and shrubs and banks with turf rather than structures with you sit on these pavilions and all.
Yeah.
So that's how it was designed
And
aesthetically.
At that stage, what was it called? Was it called Hope Village yet? Or
Well, it was
Johannesburg Cricket Club?
We were Chatsworth Old Boys until 2007, and because we were going into this project and we were starting to work with children, we then organized the club. We formed a Section 21 company. We had to do all of that to create predictability and also create accountability. Before that, we were just mates. We were doing it for ourselves. Now we're working with our neighbors, so we must take that responsibility to start doing things properly. So we structured the organization and we named it Joburg Cricket Club from Chatsworth Old Boys. We formed a Section 21 company, a non-profit organization. Then we wrote our proper constitution, not the one I sent to kids. and that constitution has all of our feelings, our heartfelt histories, our passion, and it has our mission statement and our purpose. It's all captured in that constitution, and it's our book of what we are all about and what needs to happen into the future.
Tell us a little bit about what's in the constitution.
Well, it recognizes the 7 founders in the preamble. It recognizes how we played the game in our formative years. And it recognizes the need for us to become part of a journey to pass on this wonderful game to youngsters. It recognizes that we have a role to play in that. It has 10 values, and those 10 values recognizes the role played by our families and how we must treat our opposition and how we must support our own teams, how we must always listen and support our captain and the officials who take care of the club and the leagues we play in, like the Mr. Kitsons and others. It's about that respect. It's about that human respect and that human dignity. It also recognizes that how sport needs to play its part in creating equal opportunities for those that didn't have it in the past. So all of that are captured in 44 articles in the Constitution. Wow. 44 again, the age of Neville passing on. It's 44 pages of the Constitution, which also guides us in terms of how this piece of work needs to happen. That's in a nutshell. That's what's in that Constitution. So it's more than a Constitution. It's our guidebook.
Yeah. I can hear that.
So we would form this. The ground construction happened in 2018, and we launched it in January 2010. It was a wonderful experience in how we launched the ground. I can't think of a happier moment in my life. I got 2 daughters. That was very happy. I guess that was right at the top.
Sure.
But this must come a close second. For little boys who had nothing in terms of cricket, and what the conditions we played on, and to be gifted to one day build a cricket oval, I can't think of anything more pleasurable to do. So it was a boyhood dream that has come to fruition, and the club had also moved on to become a dependable neighbour, which is very important. So we've got a mission. We've utilized the game in a proper way. We're working with children, which is a heartfelt thing to do. So a lot of happy things started to happen, and it helped soothe the loss of Neville. And gave us purpose. So the launch was something very special, and a few people helped us, more than a few. and some things, I say somewhat of luck and destiny. I don't know what you call it. The chap who was pouring the concrete, the Rainbow Construction, the manager, his name was Terry. I forget his surname now. It'll come to me. But anyway, Terry observed us. While the construction was happening, we were there already, cooking a chow and having a couple of beers. We enjoyed the construction phase, you can imagine.
You couldn't wait for the concrete to cure.
We couldn't wait for it to dry. And so he watched us and he was pretty intrigued about how happy we were. So one day he approached me. It was a Friday and we were having a braai in this construction site. And he says, I'm watching you chaps and how happy you guys are. And my brother-in-law would like to hear your story. And he's the incumbent president to the Joburg Cricket Club. I nearly fell off my chair. The Joburg Cricket Club, MCC, the lawgivers of this game, is his brother-in-law.
Wow.
So you can imagine. So he says, he likes stories like this. Write him a small note,
right.
And you'll see what can happen. I've written a few letters in my time, but the hand just couldn't come to write. Yeah. I'm writing to the lawgivers of this game. I'm writing to the gods of this game. And I couldn't write this thing for week after week. And every time Terry would see me and he'll say to me, Indiran, what's up with you, man? Come on, get this thing done.
What's going on here?
Yeah. You want me to do that thing. And, like a child, like a naughty boy who just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That's how I used to hide away from him because I just couldn't get to write this letter. So what I did was I took the family away to the Drakensberg one weekend. And I sat somewhere outside looking at the mountain and I penned this letter. And I proudly gave it to him, said, yeah, there's a letter, take it now. And it's the very same day he sent it over to Johnny Barclay. And Johnny Barclay responded that very same day. And there was a cheekiness in the letter also, we South Africans.
Mm-hmm.
So I cheekily ended the letter by saying, one day we'll play you home and away. And I invited him to come and join us at our launch of our little cricket oval. Asking the chaps from Lords to come to our small little place. Yeah. And lo and behold, him and his wife, Renera, jumped on a jet and they came to our launch. So we had the MCC present at our launch.
On launch day?
On launch day.
Wow.
And because they came, then international media came and it became an international event. Yeah. So this thing became known a little bit. Of course, we were very excited. And some superstars came, ex-captains of national teams came. So, there's these people we don't know.
And how did you manage that? Well, these just people that you know, Indiran.
I didn't know all of them. No, through help from those who are close to the club, you know them. And so there's a network in the club, and so we utilized that network to get to these superstars, and they came.
Yeah.
So the launch, in a way, got the club known. The launch of the ground got the club known. And its work. And that helped. It helped with the funding, in certain technical things. It helped to understand this work better. And it also brought more responsibility to us because when you are known, there's no place to hide. And so it brought greater responsibility, which I like. And it continued in that vein. So the program, the children's program, it caught legs. Some would say it caught wings, and it brought a lot of focus to the area, to the club, and to us. I then, a couple of years later, I got a call from Zef Machetla, an old friend of mine, And he was then the ambassador to Greece, the South African ambassador stationed in Athens. And he called me to say that there's a Greek cricket delegation coming to South Africa, and they're going to Sahiti school, and they're going to see George Bizos and the principal, and they're coming with an invite for Sahiti school to participate in an under-17 international cricket tournament in Greece. And the theme of the tournament is, diversity through sport.
Right.
So I said, Zev, what have you been smoking? Cricket in Greece? I didn't even know they played cricket in Greece. And now they have a cricket.
Neither did I.
I didn't know. And he says, no, man, there is a cricket federation, and there's a ground there's two grounds actually in Corfu, in one of the Greek islands. And Corfu, as a Greek island, was at one point an English colony, and that explains cricket. So anyway, they're coming down, and I'd like them to meet you also because of the inner city story with children where we are. I want them to know that story, and I want you to come and bring a team and come to this tournament, and they'll come and see you. I said, okay, I'll meet with them. We don't have the funding. We have nothing to go on an international cricket tour.
It's not going to stop you, Indiran. Funding is not going to stop you.
Yeah, funding. Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. And Shane, they did come and see me one Saturday morning, and by that time we had started a feeding program in 2007, actually, before the ground was built, and we continued it after the ground was built, because there's a need for feeding in the area for children.
For the kids,
for the children,
Bertram.
Yeah, in Bertrams. So and it continues up till today. It's one of the core things that we have to do. So they observed the feeding scheme, and they saw the children learning a little bit of cricket. We went into Chairman's Rest, our hallowed place where we have wonderful chats.
I'm proud to say I know the place.
Yes, you know, it's your place. And we sat around the table, and the president of the Greek Cricket Federation extends a formal invite to me to bring a team from Joburg Cricket Club, bring a group of youngsters to play in this tournament.
Wow.
Because of the story. And I accept this invite without a cent in the coffers. So how do we get this thing done? A formal invite has been given over to us, and it's going to be an amazing experience for the children.
Sure.
But we don't have the wherewithal to do something like this. Things are happening just too quickly. But inside our hearts, we know this could be a life-changing moment for these children. Going back to what we were saying outside, that particular area, the Bertrams and Troyeville area, it's seated with socioeconomic difficulties. Deep socioeconomic difficulties. So difficult conditions in which these children grow up in. And so cricket and what we're doing in the area kind of makes it a bit softer for them, makes the work more heartening for us, and brings perspective, So we know this is going to be a life-changing moment for these children. They wouldn't have seen an airport, let alone an aeroplane. So let's try and get them there. That's what the heart is saying, but the head is saying something else.
How are we going to do it?
It's a lesson in life also. Do you get your head to tell the heart what to do, or the heart must always tell the head what to do? That's for another day, in terms of our one's philosophy of life.
Yeah.
So we tried selling a few hot dogs. Didn't go too far, to raise some money to take these children on this international tour. But what we did start was get them ready for it.
Right.
So we put a nice little structure. Again, we got a goal. We're going to go and compete in an overseas international tournament. So it's a goal, so you must practice.
Yeah.
So we put a coaching team around them, and they were obviously excited, and they started to practice very hard, and I observed it.
Were you not worried about them,
Being
their
disappointed.
expectations and not being able to follow through ultimately? I mean, yeah, they're practicing for something in Greece. You know, probably many of them hadn't really even been out of Gauteng, I imagine.
All of them, none of them.
Or did you just believe you were going to solve that problem?
I don't know if it's self-belief or madness, but if we can build a cricket oval from nothing, I guess, we can have a bit of madness again. I don't know what it was, but it was a self-belief, I think. And the way our cricket oval came about, so the mysteries of miracles were within us in a way. So we were going to give it a shot. And Sahiti totally backed us. George Bizos, when he heard the story, he became very close to what was happening in Bertrams and in Joburg Cricket Club. He loved being around the children, and he would often say that he himself was a refugee child who landed in South Africa under difficult circumstances, and we know his story. So he could relate, and that brought the Sahiti leadership closer to us. So we played a practice game one Saturday afternoon at Sahiti, and Sahiti is not a cricket school, and our boys started to get good at this game. So they won the game. We beat Sahiti in the game, and after that, the two sets of boys sat in the center with the two coaches. Grant Jansen was the coach of, you may know him.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grant is a very close friend of mine.
Yes, I know him.
So Grant was head of sport at Sahiti then.
Right.
And when he saw our kids, he just took to the story himself. But going back to the two sets of boys sitting in the center after the game, the one Greek child stood up and addressed himself to me, and he says, "Coach, how much is it to take the JCC boys for this tournament?" And obviously, I wasn't going to tell the child how much it is going to be. And I didn't say anything. He said, "Because I want to go home and ask my father." So he says,
"Okay,
for all the money to take the degrees," but it says something about children, and when they bond,
and the way they can believe in things,
that
innocent ability to imagine.
Yeah, you got children who, coming from very difficult socioeconomic backgrounds to affluent children, but they're children, and they wanted to go together. And I will never forget that moment, And so anyway, that game finished, and I went back to Hope Village, and the committee rolled me into the chairman's rest. The committees, how I like committees. So basically, the committee is going to say to me, you tried, but we're not ready for this thing. This is too big a venture for us. Let's get some muscle and we'll do it in time. So they wanted to pull the plug on the project, And so all I said to them was, let's talk on Monday after the weekend. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. And I really didn't have a solid plan but I just wanted to buy some time. Maybe an idea would come. I don't know how it happens in business, whether ideas come like that or not. You must tell me one day.
One day. We can talk about that one day.
Yeah. So anyway, I bought some time. And the next day they were playing a league game at Queen's High. So I was their coach, so I went and I watched them. And they were very excited about going on this tournament and practicing very hard, doing well in the leagues. And I watched them play this game, and that whole Sunday I was trying to figure out, how do I tell these children that they are not going? So that Sunday, after the game, that Sunday evening, I remember this one parent giving me John Robbie's telephone number, not a landline number.
Mm.
And she said to me, John Robbie likes stories like this. Contact him. Maybe he can help. So that Monday morning, he had his 6 to 9 show that time.
Was he hosting the talk show on 702 at the time?
702 at that time.
Yeah.
So I waited for his show to finish and I dialed that landline number and this man picks up the phone. Landline.
Himself?
Himself. He says, I'm never at my desk and you're lucky to get me on this phone because I don't even use it, So I quickly tried to tell him the story of JCC and John, you have to be sharp and
short and sharp.
Short and sharp. He says, you know what? Send me something in writing. I'll read this thing and I'll come back to you. So the rest of that morning, I cobbled up a whole lot of stuff, which I spoke to you a little bit earlier about the Constitution and our values
yes.
and why we're doing what we're doing and how we came about and the meaning of the logo, which John loves to bits today, I sent all of that to him, and John, being a man of detail, he read that afternoon and he gave me a call. And he says, I'm intrigued by this story. I tell you what, after my show on Tuesday morning, I'll come down to Hope Village. Because I explained to him where it is and all that. And he knows Ellis Park, so he kind of worked it out where the place was. So he was true to his word. After his show, I waited for him at Hope Village, and it was just him and me. And we took a walk to that very same center, and I told him the story. And he turned around to me and he says, Indiran, I get it. I get it. I can see what this thing means for the area. I can see what it means for the children. And I love this cricket oval. And I love the story. And he says, let me think about a few ideas. And we need to buy the tickets by the Friday because of a deadline. And so he phoned me the next day again after his show on Wednesday. He says, I've got a couple of ideas, but I need you to do something. And he says to me that he would like me to come on his Friday morning show, 6 o'clock after he starts his show. And we'll have a chat like you and I. And he said the same thing. Don't be nervous. And I'll take you through it in a nice way. And I said, John, you know what? It's not our style to come on radio and beg for money.
Right.
We just are that kind of people. He says, no, I know, I get it. I can see how you guys are. It's not about that. It will set it up in a different way. But I need you to just come and tell the story a little bit. So I grudgingly said yes. And then I frantically started to prepare for this radio interview, live radio interview with John Robbie, the iconic broadcaster, And so I made copious notes, sat in my study that morning and waited for Tabisila, his producer, to phone.
Right.
And after the news was read, and I get on air, and John said, hey, how's it, Indiran? John, how it goes? And my notes all just went blank, and I started to talk to him like this. Told a little story. And as we were on air, a woman phoned in, and she pledged 2,000 rand for the boys to go on this tour.
To Greece?
To Greece. And John finished his interview with me. I put the phone down and I'm listening to the program. And to cut a long story short, Jane, in 20 minutes, we raised over 700,000 rand.
What? 700,000?
In 20 minutes, over 700,000. I think it's some sort of record in Prime Media. I'm not sure. But John keeps saying...
I'm not surprised. 700,000 rand.
It became embarrassing. I phoned back to Tabisila. I said, you know what, ask John to stop it now. So we got double the amount of the monies we need to go. So we can go for 2 years now.
Incredible.
After his show, he came out, he phoned me. He says, Indiran, go buy those bloody tickets now. And don't let our children be seen wanting.
Amazing.
And he used the word hour, and he's never stopped using the word hour. So I don't know which was a bigger miracle, building the Oval or getting this money to take these children.
Yeah. I've heard John say that after he read your constitution, he was moved to join and help move the organization forward. He got it. But I just wanted to say to you, Indiran, Hope Village, if people ever say to you it's a magical place, I'm sure you felt it, but you must believe them, because I felt it. It's not just what you see when you're there, but it's what you feel. Yeah. You can really feel that there's something special happening there. I mean, you always encourage people to come and visit, and to come and see the place. There is just something really special about it.
I think the children make it special. The volunteers, they come, they do their work, and we're very happy for people giving their time. I always say, giving time sometimes is more valuable than anything else.
It is.
In resources. And we're blessed that the volunteers are always there. I think what makes it special is the children. I must say that, because when they come there and they enjoy being in a safe environment where their sense of purpose and worth is valued, they give us that encouragement, and they bring that humanity to us. So I think we all get a lot out of it also. I think the specialness comes from the children. Yeah.
How did the trip to Greece go?
Hey, I rushed and went and bought the ticket that Friday, and we went to Greece. We took our groundsman with. We took.
How many of you?
We took a group of 17 children, and they were immaculately dressed and even more immaculately behaved. They were the everybody wanted to meet with them. They were like rock stars on that tour, coming from Africa and representing Africa in that tournament, not just South Africa. And they were invited to schools to see other children, and they gave radio and TV interviews. So they were treated really, really well.
Yeah.
They lost the first game and very disappointed. And we had a big plan about how not to lose the first game. But I think the moment got
it's an away game, eh? It's an away game. It's acceptable.
It's
they're getting a feel for the new wicket.
Yeah,
the surface.
Tournament cricket is different from league cricket, so we kind of had all those fancy plans in place. So we lost our first game, and it was a long road back, and we didn't make it into the knockout rounds. So we came back disappointed. We got the Sahiti boys together and our boys together. I think I must tell you, the Sahiti and our boys, they gelled and they did everything together. They bonded, and they in young adult life up to today, they're still friends. That group, which is wonderful to see. So anyway, we can go the second year, right? And so we had on a Sunday morning, we got George Bizos to come out, and John and his wife Jenny. We got both the Sahiti boys and our boys together.
Just help me understand again the link with George Bizos.
George Bizos is one of the founders of Sahiti School.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the link with Sahiti, and then his link with the inner city is.
So he just came along
for that tour.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about initially to the club.
He came along after we made contact with Sahiti.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came through that process. He never left. So we had this gathering, and so we had that gathering. We said, okay, we know we're going the second year, and we know the mistakes we made, and we're going to start practicing tomorrow for the next year one. And we would go the next year, and well, the good news is we would go and win it.
Wow!
So we won the cup. The boys prepared hard, coming from the backgrounds that they come from. They would go and win an international tournament, beating a very strong Pakistani side.
Right.
And
they must have been over the moon.
Over the moon. I think it's it's like winning a World Cup for them.
Yeah, of course.
Coming from where they come
Yes.
from to go on this international stage and win the thing.
Yeah.
Because they had prepared well, and they won it on the last ball also. So they know what to do when they're in the dark corner. I guess the environment they come from helps in a way, So they can dig a hole from the other side, and they showed great courage and purpose and endeavor to win that cup, and they behaved exceptionally well in victory.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called a champions dinner, where all the teams gather after the tournament is over, and the champions walk in last to sit in the champions table at this gala dinner.
Right.
And what they did was they walked to the Bulgarian side, which ended up on the other side of the tournament, finished at the bottom of the table in the tournament. They went to the Bulgarian table first and shook hands with all of the Bulgarian boys before they took their champions to the table. So they showed a lot of class, and that is one thing that I really enjoy about JCC and that our children. I don't know if you notice when you come to JCC, they will always come and shake your hand.
Yes, always.
Yeah. So they got those things.
Always.
And they represent the area so well. They represent their own dignity so well. And I enjoy that part. They do make mistakes from time to time. So yeah, that was the Corfu saga. We would go 4 times, and we would win it one more time.
Okay.
So we won it twice, and that tournament doesn't happen anymore. They beat a very strong Indian side the second time.
Just like South Africa did not so long ago.
Just like yesterday. So they became winners from their goal being playing our first game to winning cups and leagues. And not that winning is everything, but winning teaches you something also, and you would know that in business. But it's not winning at all cost.
Sure.
It's winning the right way. And learning from your losses. Those are important life skills for these youngsters to have. They are now the role models in that area. And through those role models, they can make a positive difference in that neighborhood. And they are doing that. And that makes me feel very good.
My sense is you spend time, or you did anyway, I don't know if you still do, talking to kids about how to compete. And how to behave in victory.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. I do a lot of that.
What do you tell them, Indiran? Share some of that with us. Share some of that wisdom with us.
We talk about something called champion spirit. And for me, champion spirit, and I say this to the chaps, it's not just winning the cup. It's how you win the cup. It's how you go about respecting the rules of the game. How do you respect the opposition? How do you support your teammate? How do you deal with a situation when a teammate drops a catch? Do you drop your shoulders? Do you raise your voice?
Yeah.
And if you do that, you are one less on the team. But if you make that guy come back quicker, you 11 again. That's champion spirit. Things like that. So don't clap hands when he drops the thing. Get him back in the game as quick as possible, because you need 11 to play 11, not 10 to play 11. So it's those are important life skills, but
they're life lessons.
But they're also important to have champion spirit. Mistakes do happen. The game is about mistakes. It's about telling them the team that makes the least amount of mistakes has the better chance to win.
Right.
Okay. Because mistakes are destined to happen because there's more variables than constants. So minimize the mistakes, which means practice hard, which means having good plans, both team plans and individual plans. And putting your individual plans and team plans together, you give yourself a better chance. I also say to them, stay in the losing game.
What does that mean?
Stay in the losing game. You're going to be in situations where the game gets away from you. Make the game long. Things may change for you.
Right.
And I say to them, winning the losing game is the most pleasurable one. Is the most joyous one.
For sure.
And it's amazing how children take that in.
Yeah.
They know how to win those losing games, and they get good at it, and that's champion spirit.
Wow. I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, it certainly applies to cricket, but it also those philosophies apply to life. And you know what? It also applies to business.
Yeah.
I want to repeat something you said because I want to check with you whether I understood or I got what you said. When there are more variables than constants, you can win the game if you make fewer mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like that.
The general idea is to make lesser mistakes than your opposition.
I think that's profound.
Anyway.
Yeah, so Indiran.
Yeah, I think we're nearly there.
Hope Village. The last few years.
Yep.
How are things going?
Going steady. We can do better on the playing side, on the men's cricket. And now that Bushle has taken the helm of...
we know Bushle has been a guest here.
Yeah. So he's the general manager of men's cricket, and he's bringing in that new energy, positive energy. So we need to do better on the men's cricket side. We are absolutely ecstatic that we've started girls and women's cricket in the area.
Yeah.
And that is a major intervention for obvious reasons again. And they're doing well. And if things go to plan, they may achieve something in their first season. So that's going well. And our Saturday program, which is the flagship of our work, which is the feeding, the physical education for the children, the homework support, which we do in partnership with Laureus, and then we do some kiddie yoga. So all of that is going well. Our partners are still at the table. We're grateful for that, and you one of them. And by the way, I didn't say how you through that radio show is how I connected with you. I think you heard about JCC through Corfu, and
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I think I was listening to John Robbie in the car.
Yeah,
on my way to work.
And then you phoned me. Yeah, you got the number. You got the number from Prime Media, and you phoned me. Yeah, and the rest is history. Gulfstream has been with us for ever since, and
Yeah, you answered. I wasn't sure if you would.
No. Yeah. No. Thank you. And
I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
it has been a privilege.
I'm glad you did also.
A small part of the story.
Yeah. And then we set up this Joburg Inner City Cricket Friendship Day.
Yeah.
With Dani and yourselves. And that was done to honor our partners and also use it as a means to garner financial resources so that we can keep the grass cut and keep on with our programs. And it's going well. It's become a truly South African event. We honored and grateful for that. And corporate South Africa hasn't left the table. In fact, they've done the total opposite. They've backed us more and more. What can I say? What can I say? So, and strength to strength, we must move on. Going forward, it's about also having future plans, as you would know, and I think Gulfstream is a great example of having future plans. I admire the way you go about taking care of your organization. Our future plans, and I spoke to a few people at our last event about it.
Yeah.
On the education side, I'll give you the future plans on the cricketing side and on the education side. On the education side, we are establishing a foundation phase teacher support program with Sahiti School, where we can offer support to foundation phase teachers so that they are more competent in the classroom, they can reach more children in a better way. I'm very excited about that. And it's not done yet anywhere, so without Sahiti we can't do it. And you can see how beautiful that relationship has been garnered since those formative days. And the Sahiti leadership, together with the George Bizos Scholarship Fund, are playing a pivotal role in supporting the work of JCC in the inner city. So, that's a very important partnership. And through that partnership, we can begin to start doing these kind of things, supporting teachers so that they can be better in the classroom. We're also starting next year swimming lessons for the children. As you would know, swimming is a life skill.
Yep.
Again, we're doing it with Sahiti. Last week, I just met with the swimming coaches together with the head of sport, which is now Warren Metzer, you know well. And so we put together a swimming program for next year, where 18 children will be taken to Sahiti school, and they will be taught how to swim, have a meal, and just feel better about themselves. I'm very excited about that. On the cricketing front, the big, audacious, hairy goal, as you would say in business, what is BHAG? Eh?
The BHAG, yes.
Yeah, our BHAG is to establish a world-renowned cricket academy in the inner city of Joburg on the property of Hope Village, under the auspices of Joburg Cricket Club. To my knowledge, it's not done anywhere in the world, certainly not in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the reason to do it. The reason to do it is simple. That children from deprived environments like Bertrams and Troyeville in the inner city of Joburg can have excellence, can do excellence, and can reach the very height of their prowesses in the game of cricket. That you don't have to go to a private school to get this. That it can happen in your neighborhood. And the reason to showcase that is so that others in other communities similar to ours can do the same, and maybe that will bring wonders to South Africa.
Yeah. Indiran, I have no doubt, because your track record proves it, that when you embark on a worthy cause, you find a way to achieve it. And so I think what you described just now, certainly a big, hairy, audacious goal, but not impossible for someone like you, and certainly not impossible for someone like you and your team. You guys do amazing work. We've been very privileged to have played a small part in that. Long may you continue to do the incredible work that you do in Bertrams, in the inner city of Johannesburg. Not the easiest place to do the work you do, but you do incredible work, and we are very proud, I think, at least on an annual basis, to be able to see some of that and see what you guys do. I also want to thank you for being part of the podcast and for joining me today. It's a privilege to see you always. A real privilege to have you on the podcast, and I'm glad you told some of the stories that you did, because I think it will resonate with a lot of our viewers, and I think people need to know about the good work that you've done and that you continue to do.
No, thank you, Shane. Heartfelt thanks from me and from everyone in your club. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to air our story. It's a story to be aired only for one reason. If it can motivate one other person, one other community, then it's worthy telling. Thank you for the opportunity.
Only a pleasure. Now, there's one more thing we need to do before we let you go. Mm-hmm. Because at Gulfstream, we have this bell that we only ring on very special occasions. And I think today is one of those occasions. So, you, sir, if you so choose, thank you for being on Show and Tell. You have the opportunity to ring I think what's become the legendary Gulfstream bell.
How do I do it?
You must work it out. It's the way it works. There you go.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.